So before we start today's interview, I want to say a few things. So I think you know that one of my missions with this podcast is to talk about the barriers that women face when it comes to accessing and expressing power, especially when we add English as a second, third or fourth language or whatever, right? Fine, we know that. Okay, so one of my other missions here is to help to normalise, right? To make it normal and natural to hear women's voices speaking English with different accents, different levels, different ways of expression, so that you as an audience, we as an audience, can have the opportunity to get used to hearing expertise in a range of voices, right? So that we don't always defer to the same type of voice. You know, we all know what type of voice I mean. I also hope, that by hearing these women speak openly, fearlessly, it will make you feel braver to use your voice more. Right? Now, I'm telling you this because a comment was made to a previous guest that I didn't like. It was a comment that I didn't like, and it's really stayed in my mind. It was something about me speaking really slowly and simply, something like that. On reflection, I felt that it was very ungenerous to me and to my guest. And it seemed to suggest that I was talking in an unnatural way because I didn't think my guest would be able to understand me if I spoke normally. Right? I don't really want to spend too much time on this. I'm sure the person who said it didn't intend to shut me or my guest down. I'm sure it was an unconscious comment. But I found it to be one of those comments that subtly make a woman question herself and question whether it is a good idea to be using her voice or not, right? And that's why I just wanted to share it with you, because it felt like a really good example to show you of what it is that I'm trying to address in this podcast, right? It's not easy as a woman to put yourself out there. Like, the more visible you are as a woman, the more you are open to criticism, right? And that can be really subtle, like an almost unconscious criticism, or it can be outright abuse. There will be an example of that in today's interview. I do talk in a slow and simple way, generally, I think, and maybe more so on this podcast, because I want the way that I speak, and for this podcast, of course, to be as inclusive as possible to a wide audience. And so I consciously use language that is easily accessible. I believe, especially in an international context, that we should all be doing that anyway, right? We should be more aware of our audience and modify the way that we speak so that we don't exclude anyone. At the end of the day, as native speakers especially, we shouldn't expect other people to make all the effort, right? It's not fair. I think I want to say this as well. These are my first interviews, my first ever interviews. And I'm talking to women whom I admire and respect enormously, right? I'm nervous. I'm trying to find my voice in this. I'm trying to find a way to have complex discussions with women who are far more professionally superior to me, right? In lots of ways. And I'm trying to have these discussions in an inclusive way, while making sure that my guests feel secure with me to share intimate thoughts and experiences, and to make sure that they're protected, right? This is a lot to deal with. We will, of course, get there. Of course we will. I just wanted to say today that the women who are coming on this show are actively and bravely helping to change a narrative, right? A narrative that has given us a template for what power looks and sounds like. And that's really cool. And today, that's especially what is happening. Most of the women that I've interviewed have an advanced level of English, right? And in some cases, they're totally bilingual. My guest today has an intermediate level of English, and we talk about really intense topics. And with an intermediate level of English and doing that publicly, this is not like me and my guest sat in a bar. This is a public discussion. It's amazing that she did this for me, for you, and really for all of us, right? So as we would expect, my guest today is a fearless professional, and she's as fearless in her professional activity as she is in her English. And it really has been an enormous honour that she came to speak to me. So enjoy.
The system is absolutely on the fall. The thing is, we are on the time to go out.
We've got time to go out and save us and save ourselves, no?
Yes, exactly. But I don't feel.
That's such a good question. Oh, and what do you think? You think no?
By the moment, no. But by the moment we are not here. But I work in health, and if we don't change, we are compromised all the society.
An enormous welcome to the Power Talks. Firstly, thank you for being here. Thank you for pressing play. Thank you for giving me your time from my heart. It's really, really lovely to have you here. So this is my new podcast, my first podcast, and we are going to examine what it is that prevents women from being able to access and express their personal power, especially women who speak English as their second language or their third or their fourth, right? As that is absolutely, definitely an extra barrier. So I have some amazing guests in this series, and I cannot wait to introduce you to them. My fourth interview is with the absolutely amazing Rosa Maria Orriols. Rosa's from a family of Olympic skiers. It's a sport that has marked her journey, it's allowed her to travel, to learn self-discipline, to be a part of a team, like to challenge herself and to keep going despite adversity. Rosa received her BSCHE and her master's in Barcelona, and then she did a PhD in Suffolk University. Her research and work focuses on preventing harmful exposures and creating healthy environments at work. So Rosa was an advisor on dangerous drugs at the European Commission and the World Health Organization's leader in protecting global healthcare workers from blood-borne pathogen exposure. She is the Vice President of Women in Global Health. Rosa has spoken, written about and testified extensively on health issues, dangerous drugs exposures, nano risks, including indoor air quality, prevention of blood-borne exposures, radiation exposures, surgical gloves, EPIs, as well as about the effects of the work's organisation. I love talking to Rosa. She is a fascinating woman, and we had a very deep and honest conversation. So we cover many topics, strategies for when the environment doesn't listen to you, as a woman, right? Like we talk about how women are judged much more cruelly than men. We talk about what makes a good leader. We talk about manipulative people and how to manage them. We talk about power, oppressive power, and how Spanish institutions are really built on patriarchal pillars, which make it incredibly difficult to enforce change. We talk a little bit about the Luis Rubiales case, which was happening at the time of our interview. This led us to talk about the frequency of sexual harassment and sexual violence, and just the importance of using your voice to challenge the status quo and the power of coming together to do that. It's a very powerful interview, and I really hope you enjoy it. All right. So the first thing is, thank you very, very much for being here today. I really appreciate it. It's amazing.
It is a pleasure. I'm sorry for the delay.
No worries at all. It's super cool. So I'm going to go straight into questions.
Perfect. Let's go.
I wanted to start asking you about, you know what this podcast is the intention of this podcast. I want to know how, when you're having to speak in a professional environment in English as your second language, how does it affect the way that you communicate?
Well, English is my fourth language.
Right, wow, okay.
And that is a big problem for me.
Amazing.
I feel it's very hard for me because I am a bilingual, near to trilingual.
What do you speak? So
I speak Spanish and Catalan, absolutely bilingual, and French is also is my mother tongue. Okay.
Right. Okay. Wow.
And after comes English, and I feel very very cute my my abilities.
Right. Okay.
Also, I understand well Italian, and I speak a little Italian. And I work in English environment because I work in an international environment.
Yes.
And the thing is, also I use my English for working, but not for, I don't learn good English. And I have a lot of mistakes. And the other thing is, usually in Spanish or Catalan, I speak very, very, very fast. And my brain goes very, very fast. And in English, my brain goes very, very fast, but my words didn't come. But I'm very expressive, and as I transmitted as an with my words are not very good construction. Always I realized to be understandable. All the people understand me, and I am capable to communicate it.
Yeah,
and the thing is that I have a lot of meeting boards, and where it's for me it's easy when there are people not English speakers, not English, Australian or American, because I understand better. When they began to speak, for example, somebody from USA or from UK, it's difficult to me to understand all. And a lot of times I don't say all I want, and after I write, because the other thing is always there are men and more all the time.
This is what I'm really interested in, right? This is what I'm really, really interested in. Those moments when women who are speaking English as their second language don't speak, right? Because I think it happens a lot. The cost of that, right? Like because it happens so much that I think there's different layers. You know, my work is on different levels. So one, it's about English and language, but two, it's about being a woman in male environments, right? And I think this is it's very common that women, especially women who speak English as their second language, they just don't speak.
Yes, because also but the problem is they don't give the space for talking to me.
Exactly.
Because usually they began to talk, you understand? They talk a lot, and I'm a clear idea, but I'm not speaking as them. They speaking in other accent. It's difficult to me to understand.
Yeah.
And if I say something, I'm sure they began to began to speak.
Exactly. Interrupt you, go over you. Yeah.
To me to do something of this. And my position always is I listen, but at the end, always when the meeting is finished, I write all the people of the meeting, and I'm sorry, but my offer, for example, you are talking about this. I can do this, or I suggest this, and I write this, and I put writing. It's okay.
Wow. And do you? And that's the strategy that you have.
It's like my strategy. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because also, I don't know if you see a video about the vice-minister of Spain, Yolanda Díaz.
No.
It's a journalist. They did a question in English.
Okay.
And she didn't understand.
Okay.
And this video is viral for laughing to her.
Laughing at that woman, really?
Yes. She didn't understand English, okay?
Okay.
But any president of Spain, and all are males, don't understand English. You understand?
Yeah.
Rajoy don't speak English,
God,
don't understand
yeah,
English.
but yeah, it's
Zapatero don't understand English, don't speak English. Pedro Sanchez, you understand?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
the laughing is about her, not
her,
the others.
This is the most, it's always, I understand that completely. Women are always the ones that will be.
All the people, oh, wow, she can, and realize the other politician also don't speak English.
Yeah.
It's, and
it's an indicator, oh man, it's so annoying. It's so frustrating, isn't it? These things, like society is so quick to say that woman is stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
We are so quick to do that. Society is so happy and fast at saying that. And I think these messages in the world, we internalize those, and they also stop us from speaking, no? Because we don't want people to judge us in that way, or say, oh, this is, this woman's a stupid woman. It's very complicated.
In my case, I'm very special in this, because I feel
you are very special.
A very discapacity. No, because always, as I am a girl, always I talk a lot. I was the delegate of the class because I talk a lot. The teacher takes me and put always who somebody needs help in the class for talking and help him, and don't talk in the class.
Really? Wow.
Yes. And when teacher wants something in my, Rosa says this, I was always in my life the delegate of the class, the responsibility of to do orders. And I think if you the story is reasonable, the people, it's very difficult. They could cut off. You need to be quiet and reasonable. If you reason something, it's very difficult. There are people that are very, very manipulative.
Manipulative.
You need to stop with these people, because if not, they catch you. Okay, you need to stop and to say, this is not as they say reasonable, and they are the arguments you need to put, and no,
this is not correct.
And you need to listen and to make some question to cut this behavior.
Yeah, I agree.
There are a book very interesting. It's the Marie-France Irigoyen about this, because in space works, it's very, very usual. This.
Okay.
And they transform and it's very usual in somebody who has power in the world, and a lot of times there are people who manage people, who make who the orders is not for grow the company or grow the team. That is more important. The team for grow the company is to justify they
control.
They order to do something illogical or something very boring or something only for justify their job, their position, not to implement. And there are a lot of people, they accept this kind of orders. If not, I am a little outsider of this.
This is so good, because you're talking about the type of power that is, there's two different types. Well, there's many types of power, but there's this kind of power that you're explaining with people who justify their position and use their power to control, to manipulate, to dominate. This is what we need to say, okay, stop, that's enough, no more of this, right? And we need to have the type of power that is inclusive, where yes, you lead and you guide people, but it's regenerative, I have power, but I also give you power, this
in my opinion, the best leader is who is compassionate and who put growing the team.
Makes the others.
Yes.
Makes the others grow. Makes the team grow.
Work for the others as a leader, you are the best leader and you are the best resource of the company and of the team. I'm sure, but this is very difficult in Spain. It's very, very difficult. And then in the administration, I work in the administration. You can imagine. And
so
the other,
go on. Go on. Tell me.
No. And the other thing is the problem is there are a lot of the other managers, and the problem is we don't put the limits. We have a lot of tolerance, and we see some injustice, and nobody says nothing.
All right. So this is my question. This was what I wanted to ask
it's incredible. It's incredible, and they eat of this. Of nobody confront this.
Nobody says anything.
Yes.
I think this is okay. Because these are the conversations now that we need to have, right? That we need to be able to say, okay, that behavior is not good and we don't want it anymore, right? I'm saying this in a simple way, but these are now the conversations that we need to have, and we need to be able to do them with skill and with precision, without being emotional.
Exactly.
And with keeping this is right. So basically, up until now, men in those types of positions have never ever been asked to reflect on their behavior. Never. And we need to enable and help men to self-reflect, self-analyze, understand why certain behavior is fundamentally wrong and needs to stop.
But I have a question, a big question, because as I work in as I see, Econ helps me a lot of this. I saw the private companies and I saw the administration. No, as I feel the administration is a illness company. Okay. It's not a problem about men, or it's a problem of. It's systemic.
It's systemic.
It's
built on patriarchal.
Exactly. And it's true. There are men in the top. Okay.
Yeah.
But what I see is when a woman goes in these positions,
the behavior
is exactly.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to confront this for a lot of things. First of all, because they protect themselves. Who is in the top. Also, I'm sorry for that. I say we have a line of shit, okay, on the top.
Okay.
It's floating.
Okay, float down,
And you go under the ship. There are a lot of people who work, and he is not aspirational worker. They have their job is very fixed. And they goes the timetable and not any aspiration. And the system don't allow to us to be aspirational, And this is a big problem of the administration.
It's huge. I mean, there are many. I think there are many institutions like that, no, where it's so
administration.
And it's like, it needs to. Do you believe? Oh, this is a big question. Do you believe that in time it can change? Do you think that we are in a moment?
No,
I feel very optimistic.
As I feel, this is my one of the topics I love this, because what I see a Titanic who's going to the iceberg, or to the fall. Okay. And my question is, it's true that the ship, sure, for the speed it is, and they fall, or they crash to the iceberg. But the question is, we are on the time to go up to the ship and take the little ships or the I don't the last two, something other kind of organization, because the system is absolutely on the fall. The thing is, we are on the time to go out.
Time to go out and save us and save ourselves. No.
Yes, exactly. But I don't feel.
That's such a good question. Oh, and what do you think? You think no?
By the moment, no. But by the moment we are not here. But I work in health, and if we don't change, we are compromised all the society, all the health workers, all the patients, all the future generations. This is the question. We are compromised the health of the humanity, and we need to change. Wow. I don't know if we go out when we are falling or before, but now I don't see this movement. Okay, wow. I see something. Wow, some change in the international. Okay, in the WHO, for example, there are some important change. For example, how to manage. Okay, and they are identified the problem. But the reality, when you saw an hospital, when you see the hospital, that doesn't change anything, and doesn't change anything. Even there, we have a pandemic, and we saw we need to change, and we all the castle it's
just falling down.
It's falling, but we grow the same castle when finished the pandemic. We lost a big opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
And the problem is the shit. The line of shit.
yeah. That's a really good. There's a good way of looking at it, actually, because that's kind of, it's toxic, isn't it? And then it poisons. It poisons everything. Yeah.
Because they are very good in their chairs. Why they change anything? They are in the chair. Nothing happens.
Yeah. So how do we we have to help them, right? To see it differently, to see things differently. I can't it's very hard for me to believe that the people that are in those chairs, it's very, very difficult for me to believe that they are fucking bastards. Sorry for my language. It's very difficult for me to believe that, right? I can't believe that. I have to believe that they are people who are products of an old system, and with the right conversation in the right moment, they could see things differently. Is that?
I think no. They don't want.
Okay.
They don't want.
They don't want it. They don't want it. They don't want, because they're too comfortable. Yeah.
Yes.
So we need a revolution.
And the problem is all the system are with how to say, as a sector, it's you are in this system, and nobody wants to be Rosa Parks.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And nobody wants to be Rosa Parks, and nobody realized because there are a lot of risks to be Rosa Parks. It will be sure that the system is really hard, and if you want to be Rosa Parks, the shit systems decide to get off you.
I mean, it's very dangerous. There are a lot of risks. It is very dangerous. Yeah, but I hope that now there would be a lot of public support for Rosa Parks characters, right? We're seeing that. We're in the middle of the Luis Rubiales thing, and the whole world has come out in support, it feels like, to say, this kind of behavior.
The society, but I think the administration, no.
It's not right.
No, because and I know very well this. When you listen a story about a woman who is has a sexual hazard or violence or something like that, and you listen the history, wow, it's incredible that matter. And when you see what the judge do, what the laws do, even there are law, there are law. You see anything, because they believe more in the speech of the men. They protect more the men because they not protect the victim, protect the aggressor because there's a penalties. There are a lot of this. And remember what's matter with Rubiales. I'm sure they won't goes to the hell, sure. And they try to distract her, and also because she's a lesbian girl, more.
Right, okay.
More.
Yeah.
This is the problem. I think we need absolutely, I'm very happy because I am a convinced feminist. I think that is we put on the table. That is very, very good. But the result, we need to stay. Yeah. And we crash the system is very, very, very difficult. The system will be fight.
Yeah, we'll fight
all they can, all for not change anything.
Yeah, it's not change.
But we need to be here to
and speak, right? Like use our voices.
Exactly.
This for me is the biggest, like behind my work, this is what I try and do. Like, please, anybody that's in a position that has potential influence or that has some kind of platform, please speak, use it. Like, let's have these conversations as much as possible, collectively come together more. You know, this is what we need.
Yeah. So the anecdote of today, you know, I'm in the Women in Global Health, and we are promoting an article in Lancet about the sexual hazard in health workers and academia. Okay, we are promoting this, and we are looking for
We're talking about testimonies from people who have experienced or seen sexual violence in the workplace.
I have a lot of testimonials. I manage 40,000 workers. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
And I say, oh, we are doing this. Maybe somebody wants to tell because it's anonymous stuff. Oh, what do you do for a pico? That is nothing. And I say, what are you saying?
No.
What are you saying? Okay, nothing. Yeah. No, it's not a violation. A
violation.
It's a type. And I say to him, it's a type of violence. Okay, it's a type, and you need to stop here, not continue.
Yeah.
No.
And you can't, like, a man in that kind of position, his every single action that he makes is watched by the world, and so he's a part of a bigger picture, a bigger story. And so he can't say it's just a kiss, because it's not. It's connected to a history. It's connected to everything within society, and it's irresponsible. It's just not.
It's a take of power.
The complete take of power. Yeah.
But when I try to speak with him, he said, no. I'm very. I don't want all the time with this. No.
Really, and he does. Yeah. Right. Wow.
He don't wants to talk about this.
Yeah.
Yes. And he's young. It's really.
And he's young, really.
Not more young, but.
Okay.
It's younger than me, and not in a position of power. He's only a worker. There are people, they say, he's silly, this man, because they expose all, and they say things that are not polite, not correct. He's not silly. He thinks he has the power, and he thinks he has the reason. It's for that they say him. He don't think he do anything bad.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it, because everything in his life that he has learned or seen or understood has shown him that's totally fine. You can
exactly.
And all of this is what we deal with on a daily basis. This is in the air all the time, every interaction, every time we decide to speak or not speak.
And it's very difficult because, for example, when I arrived here, I'm changing 1 month ago the position. Okay, I'm now in the corporate, and before I was in the hospital.
Okay.
When I arrived, the responsible of the door, he begins to say, "Oh, it's a nice girl." He tries to touch me, and I realized, I can't believe I'm here in this situation now. This is
it never ends.
And I think I need to go to. We have a protocol of equity, equality, and I need to go to the direction and say the behavior of this man. But myself, I say, well, here is my Thursday, okay? And in the Thursday, I began to out the conflict will be.
It will be yours. Yeah, no, for sure.
Me, not this man.
Yeah.
I'm waiting the moment. I'm waiting the moment to there to the director. I'm waiting the moment because I'm sure it's the natural behavior of him.
And of course, absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. And is this, nobody has ever told him, no, it's not even that nobody's ever told him don't do that. It's that nobody's ever asked him why he thinks that is okay.
Right? No, I do this. I do this. I do this. With him. With him, I do this.
Yeah, I think that's the key. It's like asking people, men that behave in a certain way, asking them just for a moment and gently, not aggressively, to reflect. Like, why do you think it's okay to touch me? Like, you don't know me. Why do you feel? And try and make them answer the question without being aggressive.
The thing is, I use my power also. And I don't know if, because I say him, do you know I am a director of here? But imagine, I need to
and it's that, it's like it shouldn't be, he shouldn't think that with a secretary he can do that, but with a director he can't.
Exactly. And I think he knows I feel very uncomfortable. What are you doing? Because for me it was, I can't understand this because it's very, very evident, to say me something of this kind and to touch me and what? And I have another anecdote about this. We are talking. I am a trustee in a foundation. Okay, and in the meeting, all are in the auditoria. All the people are all are men unless me. And the auditor, I asked him, I want the papers because I want to read the papers, okay? Because I can only see the black board because I want to read more and I want to do my work better if I have the papers, no? And he makes a joke about the girl, and very, very, very machist. And at that moment, and the first time and the second, I say, hey, I'm a trustee. You are our worker. I'm a trustee as all these men. You can do this. And they began to read, but they do, you can do this. I'm the trustee as all the men are here.
Yeah.
And they change and, oh, no, but they do. He do. I'm sorry for the pronouns.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. No, don't worry about this at all. No, totally understand you.
I only talk about one man who do.
Yeah. It's so
But
interesting because
nobody, any man says anything.
Yeah.
I need to say him, hey, I'm ask them, all the men.
Yeah. And this is also another thing that we need to have men saying to other men, that's not cool.
Exactly.
Right? It's And I do believe it's going back to asking them genuinely. I genuinely want to know why you think that is okay. Exactly. So that they force them to self-reflect just for a minute, because they've not had to. And just with a little bit of self-reflection, maybe they will go, oh, yeah, no, that's really bad. Maybe.
When I say, he realizes, he don't. He says me, oh, it's only a joke. And you are not allowed to make me jokes to me. You are here to work. I'm here to work. Not jokes. You don't do jokes with the other. And I need. Oh, I'm sorry. But
it's because the whole history has been it's been allowed, no?
Exactly.
It's been allowed, and that's changing, and people need to start understanding that change has to happen, is happening. So let's all do it together.
And he feels power when he's all men and you are the only.
This situation is.
He feels we are with all. Nobody say anything. And it's true. Nobody say anything.
So interesting. I knew this would be a good conversation with you. I knew it. Right. So just to kind of to finish up. So this podcast is going to be for people who speak English as a second language. It's going to be for women particularly, right? And it's trying to. I hope that this will encourage people to speak more and to be more. To feel freer about speaking. So is there one piece of advice that you would give to people, you would give to younger women perhaps, or generally people that are speaking English as their second language? Like, what's the one piece of advice you would give them?
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. Yeah.
I think we are, we don't need to be perfect. The proof is my interview, because it's not perfect.
Do you know what? This is such, you've said the most perfect thing there. That is perfect, because exactly, we do not need to be perfect. We are all works in progress.
Exactly. And always we can do better, but if we don't do anything, never we improve.
We'll never get better. Exactly. Yeah.
I prepared a bid for being the candidacy of an international congress in Barcelona. Okay. Our candidacy was the best. We are the support of the King of Spain, the government, and the better installations, Barcelona. Okay. But the candidacy is preparing for women. Okay. All the team was women, and the other candidacy was India. All the team was men. All the team was men. All the team. This candidacy was very, very bad compared with us. Okay. The evaluator was Korean. A Korean man. Okay. And they do something I'm not agree, because they began to put Indian people for voting, and Indian won the candidacy. Okay, and we lost. All the Spanish members decide to leave the organization. They say, we don't want to know them. I decide to stay. And they say, why Rosa stay? And I say, no, because all the time when they ask me something, because I have a position, I am the chair of the scientific committee. every time they ask me something, I will say, yes, but if the women talk, okay? Because we write a letter to explain the balance of women are less and all of this. And if we go, we leave the space, all the space to the Indian, okay? And I began of this. Now the board is changing, and the Indian men write me, I want your support. No, you don't have my support. The girl from Morocco asked me, yes, you have my support, but you need to work to the women. If not, you don't have my support. And the Indian man saying, why don't you want to support me? They accept very bad because I was in the board also. Because for that, because you are your organization is, and there are represented the woman. For that, you don't support the woman. No, you don't have my support. When you change, if you leave your position and you allow an Indian woman in your position, I support you. If not, no. And this is my position. I stay here. I am the only Spanish you stay. The other leave. And it's okay to leave, okay? But I think I do better work if I say no.
If you're there, if you're involved, yeah.
And if I'm in my space.
Thank you, like from on behalf of all women, seriously, like thank you for doing that, because it's not easy. It's not easy being there, fighting constantly. It's not easy.
Yeah, no.
And I think it's, it's incredible. Honestly, from my heart, it's incredible that we have women like you to be doing that.
Oh, and as you.
I mean,
we are a sisterhood.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Yeah. Amazing.
And we need to help. We need to create a safety space for the women.
Exactly.
And we need to help.
Yeah.
One another. We need to
exactly
a collective movement.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
If they want to change the masculinity, welcome. If not, they have a problem.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's really important to have these kind of conversations publicly so that other people can see the reality of your experience and understand how complicated it is, understand the reality of the problems that we face. And I think it's really wonderful to have these conversations publicly. So yeah, thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you
very much. So what did you think? I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I also hope that if English is your second language, or your third or your fourth, I really hope that this inspired you to be more vocal in English. You know, the world really needs you. Thank you again for listening. I really appreciate having you here. I think these conversations deserve to have as much visibility as possible, and you can really help with that by liking and subscribing. This is that moment. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much. And I'm sending you all a big power-filled hug. I hope you can feel that.